Hey everybody, it's TR back with another truck camper restoration video, and today I'm adding another 300 amp hours of lithium power to my battery storage system. So if you watched my last video, it's linked, I think is up in this corner. I went over what worked and what didn't, and one of the things that I made a big mistake on was when I went with this 12 volt compressor fridge. This is a nice fridge, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's got tons of space, but it is a battery hog. And my existing 200 amp hour batteries just won't carry it for a reasonable period of time, even with 500 watts of solar. That's why we're going to be installing a 300 amp hour battery from Vatrer. I bought this battery myself. This is not sponsored, but the reason I bought this battery is I had watched a couple of online reviews, and the one guy sort of took it apart. Now, I didn't go to cutting the case open and none of that nonsense. But this guy did, and it looked like it was extremely well built to me. And so I thought, okay, we'll give it a shot. The price was right. It was, I don't know, maybe it was less than $2 an amp hour, which is pretty good for a lithium battery. The size is a little larger than your normal lithium battery, and it weighs about as much as a car battery, honestly, a lead acid battery. But no big deal, because the power density is really high on this battery, right? If you can pack 300 amp hours into this footprint, you got some pretty cool technology going on there. Anyway, we're going to give it a shot. We'll do some testing with it after we get it installed, but let's get going. And what I'm doing right now is I'm doing a little investigation about where I can put it. I'm hoping it'll fit. There's a hole here. You probably can't see it. Let me get this support off. This pops up so that you can put a bed over here in this dinette. But let's see if we can pop this out and see how much space we got. It looks promising. All right, let's see. We've got just barely would fit. I'm gonna have to probably modify this because I think I need 7 and about 3/4, and that's about all I have right there. Is it long enough? Okay, I got 18. Let's go see how long that battery is. So the battery is only like 13 inches long, and this is 18, so I got plenty of space. Width-wise, it's pretty marginal. I can't really move this back wall. I guess I can move this out. I don't think I need to move it very far. If my guess is correct, nice. Okay, so there's my space. How wide is it right here? Okay, that's 8 inches. That's big enough for the battery. Let me go get it and we'll set it in here and see what it looks like. Here's the battery. The reason I'm thinking about this spot right here is really that space, that little 6-inch cubby hole, was kind of worthless. I'll just be honest with you. And all my electrical is right up there. I might be able to sneak some cables through here and up into that compartment. That would be ideal. But how do I do that? Maybe I just build a little chase. Oh, that's what I could do. I can just build a little chase that comes right out here underneath this and up into that cabinet. So what I just did is I just trimmed this down. I just split the difference in half to see if I can, to see what this will look like. I'm gonna think these frickin' lifting handles are gonna have to go, but we'll see. Okay, so it was sitting about, okay, it's up too tall. I'm gonna probably have to trim the floor a little bit. I'm gonna have to add, ouch. Let me get a piece of 3/4 stock here, hang on a second. That's all I gotta do is add a 3/4 inch piece of stock, and I'm gonna have to cut the floor out. Okay, I got my little spacers installed here, and just do a quick test fit. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to relieve them a little bit because my 1x2s are a little bigger than the framing was. I did cut a little relief here. That'll accommodate these freaking handles here. I thought they were going to be a pain in the rear, and they are. But I don't want to take them off. I don't think you can take them off. You'd have to cut the case, and that wouldn't be a good idea. So I just cut a little relief here. The box fits on there just fine now. So now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get the wires in and out. But I'm going to pull this door off. So I'm going to go right through here. So I'm going to come out of this box. Let's put this on here. Let's get this, let's figure this out. This box slides over, pops down in that hole. Perfect 3/4 inch spacing, that's excellent. Now I'm going to come right out of here, probably right through this member, and come right up into the bottom of this. All right, so I think I got a plan. Plenty secure. Now we got to run cables. Making these cables up is pretty easy, but the thing you got to do is you got to get yourself one of these. This is the TEMCO TH0007 crimp tool. This is just 0 gauge wire. So what I do is I'll just take and kind of guesstimate about how long I want the insulation peeled off. So I'm just guessing here. I'll just mark it with my thumb. Strip the insulation off. Okay, what do I do with that lug? Here it is. All right. Put the lug on, put it in the tool here, and it's as simple as and that'll never come apart. And we'll put this heat shrink on here. While that's warming up, we'll get this other end terminated. And that's all there is to that. Perfect terminated cable. Now I'm going to go get some measurements here and then we'll terminate the other end. I've got everything wired up. I did it off camera because it's just too tight in here to try to show you what I was doing, but I'll show you what I did. How about that? So here's how the install finished up. This is super secure, all right? And the battery's sitting in here. There's still room on either end, so that's pretty good. I've got some foam. I'm going to stick a piece of foam in there just to kind of pad it and make it so that it doesn't move around. It shouldn't. I mean, it's in there pretty tight. Cables we made up, they go in around there. Then they come under here through. Okay, so here's our A&L fuse, 150 amps. It runs up here to this switch. Right now, I just have it tied onto the same disconnect switch as the two Battleborn batteries. You can see the thicker cable up there goes to the Battleborns. I'm going to get to a 2-position switch, so it'll be an A, B, A plus B, and then off. Of the A, B, and A plus B, or 1, 2, and 1 plus 2 switch. You can see right now I have it set on 1 plus 2. If I want to isolate and run off just the Battleborns, that set, then I can roll it up here to position 1. If I want to isolate on the Vatrer battery and go down to that position, and then if I want to combine the two, I go to that position. I was planning on putting the battery in the bed of the pickup, basically, you know, right down in here. Now it's just an open hole right now because it's just the outside because I don't have it on the truck. It would have been in front of the wheel well. So the wheel well sets about maybe right here, okay, somewhere in this area. I like this because the weight's almost right over the axle, so it should make very little difference, and 55 pounds, I believe, is what that battery weighed. Here's the battery interface. It has Bluetooth interface in it. You can see the interface there. It shows that it's idle, I believe. Oh no, it's actually charging. It's pulling in 2.4 amps right now. I'm going to experiment here for a couple weeks. I got some camping trips coming up. We'll see how those go. Well, that wraps this one up. If you found value in this video, give me that thumbs up. I always appreciate those. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Still some content to come. Who knows what it is. It'll be traveling, fishing, photography, that sort of stuff, because I think I'm about done working on this thing for a while. We'll see. I said that before. But for now, it's time to go. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Till we get together for another truck camper restoration video or whatever may come next. Peace.